Hello, welcome back. It's the second week in February, which means it's time for the monthly vlog. This is the section where we review what's going on in the business and just generally have a chat. So grab yourself a cup of tea, sit back, let's get cracking. It's been a busy time in the workshop. As you can see, it's really progressing now. The hand tool bench is back into service. We've finished the sustainer port. We're pretty close to finishing the bookcase design. A few more things to do. Got to drop the cupboard doors on here. They're going to be panel doors. We're going to look how we're going to construct those. Another panel door on this side. And then drawers here at the front. And those drawers will be constructed using blind dovetails. So that should be quite interesting. Last time we got together in the monthly vlog, we were talking about an Incra fence system and bringing that into the workshop, and we were talking about increasing the working surface with a second MFT. And we've done both of those things. We've made a really popular series around the Incra fence. We looked at the unboxing of the Incra fence and its key features. We looked at setting it up on the MFT table, a quick way of doing that using the crown stops. We then put it through its paces on our double MFT table. We worked out we could do rip cuts, cross cuts to an accuracy of 0.05 millimeters. And the last video that came out put that onto the CMS and we started to put it through its paces on the router table. So if you've not seen that, where have you been? Check it out now. It's really worth your while. In addition to that, we've obviously progressed with the bookcase no end. We've now got 5 videos out in that series, starting off with the design, and then we looked at the build of the case. We then did the sliding dovetails, the through dovetails, to bring all this together. And last time we mounted the back and lifted it onto its final position on top of the sysport. And again, if you've not seen that series, go and check it out now, and you can see us putting things to use. We've got a new friend in the workshop, this big tin box here. This is the Jet AFS 500 and it's an air filtration system. I've found that as I've moved to power tools, that there's an awful lot more dust in the atmosphere than there ever was when I was using purely hand tools. And although we've invested heavily in the Festool system, and part of the attraction of that was a promise of superior dust collection, and we've brought into the workshop the Festool CT vacuum system, I'm still getting dust into the environment. And what I've noticed over the last 4 months, I've gradually created a dry cough. And if you watch my videos carefully, you can see that there's often pauses and you can see things being merged together during the editing on the videos. And that's normally where I've had a bit of a cough, type moment that I don't want to come out on the final videos. So I've noticed that's getting gradually worse. Now I've also noticed that my eyes have started to itch a lot and my sinuses are beginning to get clogged up. What I've also noticed is that when I come into the workshop, even if I'm not doing any work, I just come in to, I don't know, tidy up or to pick a tool up to do a job elsewhere, I leave and I feel like I've got a layer of dust on me and it starts to affect my sinuses and my eyes and my throat. And I think what's happening is that because it's a relatively small space and there's no ventilation in it whatsoever unless I open the door at the front of the workshop, then the dust actually starts to build up and it's very, very fine. You can't really see it. And I'm collecting the large particles of dust with the Festool CT and the chips obviously, but the air quality I think is declining. I was going to go out and buy an air quality monitor to look at the size of the problem, but that was going to cost about £80, 80 UK pounds if I was to buy a decent quality monitor that I would trust. And the entire system in this box, a filtration system in this box, cost me £300. So it was almost a third of a cost of solving the problem. And to be honest, I knew I had the problem, so what was the point of saying, oh look, there's an LCD saying it's very, very high, therefore do something about it. My sort of kind of body is telling me it's time to make a change. So I bought this baby. I got it this morning from Axminster. I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to go and check it out. Say it's the Jet model and it seems pretty good. This is on now. I'm not sure if you can hear it. It's on its low setting and that's how I intend to use it. So when I'm in the shop, I'm just going to have that circulating the air in the background, cleaning for me all the time. I put it on this morning on its high setting. It has 3 settings, cleverly called high, medium and low. And I put it on its high setting this morning about 3 hours ago. And this environment now feels really, really nice. It feels almost like a fresh spring day in here. So I can tell the difference just with that 3 hours. So I'm really, really pleased with that. It's not going to live here. I'm going to mount it up on the ceiling in some way, shape or form. I believe the higher I can get that, the better circulation of air and the better filtration I will get. But I'm going to leave it running for a day, and I'll see how I get on. It has a timer built in, so once I finish the working day I can set that, I think it's to 2 hours, 4 hours or 8 hours, and that will continue to run for that time period and then shut off. So in theory, end of a working day, I can knock it up to its full speed, put it on a 2-hour timer setting, and that should circulate all the air in the workshop so the next day is nice and clear. If you guys are interested, I might do a video on this one. It's not a complicated system, but it's probably worth having a look at the filters that we can get, the different type of filters, how you mount it, why I'm using it. I might get hold of an air quality monitor and we'll do some comparisons before and after, that sort of thing. So if you are interested in the air quality and your health and safety inside the workshop, let me know in the comments below and we'll do a little bit of a feature on that. Let me tell you what's going on with the video schedule. Yes, this is a monthly vlog and you're probably used to that coming out on the second Sunday on each month. I've actually moved that now to come out onto the second Tuesday of each month. So 3 Tuesdays a month we're going to do the usual tool review or the tips or the technique type videos that you're getting used to that seem incredibly popular, so thank you for the great feedback and watching those. But I want to try and get more time I can dedicate into the business. We've got some commissions coming in now. I'm about to start a series on a conservatory refurb, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So I need to start to dedicate more hours into doing the sort of kind of projects that's going to give us revenue into the business. But I still want to make videos of the things that we're doing. I want to film the conservatory build, and we did a bit of a survey and all of you want to see some real life projects on customer sites, so we're going to film that one. And the editing of the videos takes a long time. I estimate that at the moment doing the Tuesday videos and the Friday videos, that's probably taking me about a day a week to do the production side of it. Not the recording, the production. So once I've got the thing recorded on the videos, to do the editing, to bring it together, to do the thumbnails, to do the tags, to get it out there, to schedule it for a regular 7 PM release on the Tuesday or the Friday, it's taking about a day's worth of work behind the scenes to get that done. And that's time I can't spend doing the sort of kind of projects. And because I work full-time as well, and this is a future retirement business that we're building, time is really, really a commodity I don't have lots of. So I'm simplifying things. I still want to do 2 videos a week, but I'm going to drop the dedicated Sunday monthly vlog and move that into a Tuesday slot. And that takes the pressure off me. So rather than tomorrow, which will be the Sunday, worrying all about creating that video and getting it out, I can actually do this today. I can probably edit it on Monday evening. I can get this video out on Tuesday in time for you to see it in the regular slot. So I hope that's okay. I just need to try and balance the time a little bit better than maybe I have done, because I want to retain that 2 videos per week, Tuesday and Friday. Seems to be working well for us. So that's why you're seeing this coming out on a Tuesday. Let's look where we're up to then inside the business. So here's our video schedule plan. As you can see, just spoken about, I'm now moving to a Tuesday video and a Friday video. Both videos still come out on at 7 o'clock GMT, so UK time. The Tuesday will continue to focus on the business, the tool reviews, the tips, and every second Tuesday of the month I'll then bring out the monthly vlog and we'll do the update. The Friday video coming out at 7 in the evening as well, and that focuses much more on projects and build and so on and so forth. So my goal still remains to help and inspire like-minded makers to turn their passion into a business, and the targets I set by the end of year 1, I wanted to have achieved 1,000 subscribers. I've surpassed within the first 3 months 1,000 subscribers, so I've upped my target now to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I want to get 240,000 minutes of watch time, and we're progressing very well towards that target, and I fully expect to surpass that target inside a 6-month period, and then we'll up that. Now those 2 targets are very, very important, because once I get the 1,000 subscribers and over 240,000 minutes of video watched, I can then start to use AdSense, the YouTube advertising mechanism, to start to return some revenue into the business. And that's not about making huge amounts of money, it's about making this channel sustainable. And certainly when we get to the period in 3 years, I want us to continue to do the channel, but it's got to be self-supporting and sustainable, so it's not negatively impacting on the revenue streams that we need to make in any healthy business. So we're going well. I want to make sure that we're creating a quality product, and I monitor that by the number of likes that we get on the channel. And as a channel overall, I want to maintain throughout that channel at least a 98% like rate. And that's my barometer. Am I doing it right? What do I need to tune? And that's going really well. The videos are popular. Every single video surpasses the 98%, and the channel as a whole is doing what it needs to do. But more importantly, I'm getting great comments and feedback from you. And the comments have moved slightly. In the early days, it was very much love what you're doing, carry on, keep at it, quality. And they've now moved to a phase where you actually give me positive feedback. I mean, this view you're getting now of the overhead camera, that was a recommendation from some of our subscribers to say, you know, really great if you could change the camera angle so we can see what you see as you see it. So that was a simple modification that was really positive feedback. And you can probably see now the camera hanging here from a very, very different type of device. Now the camera wouldn't normally be in shot, but it's just worthwhile pointing out that we've made that investment to improve the quality of the videos for you. Comments have moved further on again now, and we're starting to get a lot of interactive dialogue with recommendations, your point of view, some really fantastic questions, and that's beginning to beget a whole host of, you know, debates now inside the comments for the videos, and that's beginning to spill out to things like the festival owners group. So it's really great the way that you guys have embraced the channel, from support in the beginning to positive feedback of how we can improve, and then on to open debates and great conversations. And please keep that coming. All of those are fantastic. They're really well received. And in the morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is to log on to my comments managing app on my iPhone, and I respond to you. And it's really great to see the positivity coming back on the channel. So thank you so much. And then the final layer, obviously, is I do want to start to create some revenue, and although there's some early day projects coming in that will help, the main revenue in the first year of the trading is really going to be from craft type products. So I still want to develop the store on the website. The website's now launched, by the way, I forgot to mention that. www.thewoodgrafter.com is now live, and you can go and log on and see that. It's more of a holding site at the moment. It's nowhere near where I want it to be in terms of the idea that's in my head, but it's a good starting point, and I'll develop that over time. Incidentally, if you do want to get any of the plans for any of the builds that we're doing now or in the future, they are all available on the website. Simply go on there. There's a link that talks about the community. Click on the community, and then everything's there to download. You don't need to subscribe, you don't need to log on, nothing like that. You just download them and feel free to do what you want to do with them. And on that website, I'm going to develop a store, and that's going to be a main focal point for crafting. So we are going to start in the near future creating some craft type projects, things like the cutting board, things like the wooden utensils, things like the jewellery boxes, gift boxes, and so on and so forth. And all that's about putting things out there to start to get the revenue streams in. And I'm still looking at things like Etsy stores, and I'm still looking at things like Amazon stores to see how I can get those products out there. And it's always going to be a balance of supply versus demand on the products, because we are limited to the overall production runs that we can make, but that will start to generate some revenue. I've also made some early advances to some local stores around the Cheshire area where I live, typical craft type stores, looking to supply those with some sort of niche products. Now I don't really want to take that step really till probably about August, September time, so we can start to stock up for the holiday season, but that's already starting to happen, and I'm quite excited to get some of our products into those physical stores. So look out for those two things. They'll be developing over time, and as I move into that space, I'll bring back more of the business side of the videos, which haven't been hugely popular so far, but I still think that's a valuable thing to put out there, and we'll start to look at how we're going to do that and develop that side of the business. So yeah, revenue through crafts is still high on the agenda and one of my goals for the year. Let's look at what's going on in the Tuesday schedule. We've been incredibly consistent, which is important to me, so we've not missed a Tuesday schedule at all. So you can see how we're beginning to focus in now into more series of things. So we started off in the early days of the channel reviewing the tools, getting to know the tools, business plans. A lot of the thinking and the understanding goes on here. And now I've moved into much more focused series, and the last 4 videos have really been focusing on the Incra fence, unboxing it, setting it up, looking at how the workflow on the MFT, looking at workflow on the CMS and so on and so forth, bringing me to this video here on the monthly vlog. For those who are expecting to see more on the Incra series, I am now going to do a second series on the Incra that will be coming out next week when you've seen this, and that's going to be starting to focus in on the joints. These are going to be shorter videos and much more focused, and it will give you everything you need to know of how to create a box joint on the Incra system. There'll be a standalone one on blind dovetails and a standalone one on the through dovetails, and then we're back to a monthly vlog to see how we're getting on. And if the Incra joint system turns out to be as popular as I think it will be, I'll then probably do a follow-on to that series that will then look at the more complicated joints, the double dovetails, the double dovetails, and we'll see what happens and where that takes us. Friday continues to be on projects, and you can see the Sysport one ended well. I did an end-to-end Sysport build because I do know that some people don't like watching hours and hours of me doing stuff. They're not there for the education and understanding, they're just there for the entertainment. So I edited at the end of the Sysport one an end-to-end video, a bit of music, bit of a voiceover, walks you through the entire series. I think it was about 15 or 16 minutes, so it's highly condensed in terms of content. But that seemed pretty popular, and that also allowed me to take a breath, clean up at the end of a project, work out what I'm going to do next, get the next design done, and so on and so forth. So that's actually quite a useful pause in the schedule. Still gives some videos out there, catering for a different market. People just want to dip in and see an end-to-end project build in one go. It's not really what the channel's about, but I think it's useful content to have out there anyway. So that one worked quite well. We then did a little bit more building around the workshop. We cladded all these walls out, and I don't know about you, but I think this workshop's looking really nice now. It's clean, it's tidy, it's structured, it's organised, it's a nice place to be. My old tin friend here is making the environment nice. Feels like a spring day in here today. It's lovely. We did the electrics, and then we moved into the bookcase build. We started off with the design. We're now up to 5 builds, which has got us to this stage that you can see in the back. Next one, I'm going to do the drawers. These are going to be using dovetail techniques. They're going to be blind dovetails, and there'll be a raised panel front on this. So we're going to walk through how we build a drawer, which I think is a useful skill to have in your back pocket. And that will finish that. And then the week after, we're going to do the doors. There's going to be a door on this side here, and there's a door on this side here. And the reason I'm putting doors on was really to hide the ugly box. So I'm going to clad that in so it's going to look pretty, but I did want to hide that. So there's a door either side, then the middle 4 sections will be open. There's a bit of crown moulding to drop into the top to finish it off, and inserted into that crown moulding there's going to be a clock, a temperature gauge and a humidity gauge, and that'll look quite nice. So this is a sort of kind of backdrop that you're going to see in future videos from this camera angle, coupled with this camera here that will be out of shot normally, so a bit higher up, so you can get closer to the work and what's going on this bench here. And I think that's going to work really well. So 2 more videos, I think, maybe 3 at the outside in the bookcase build, and then that will be finished, and then we'll do an end-to-end video of it to give me a break and a breath while we work out what we're going to do next. So we're starting a big build. I may have mentioned on one of the previous videos that a customer had approached me, and they'd knocked through from one room into a conservatory, and it left an arch, and they wanted to go for that American design that you see in a lot of films, that casework around the arch, wooden casework around the arch. That ask has progressed somewhat, so now I'm doing all the finished joinery throughout the conservatory and also the attaching room. So I've taken off the skirting boards, I've taken off the architrave inside there, and I've taken out the old wooden floor. So I'm starting a series called the Job Site series, and what I will do is I start to get those projects in where I'm working on a customer site, with permission of course. I will video those, and we'll open a new series, a new playlist of job site type activities, and the first one is going to be the conservatory build, and we'll start off by putting in a new laminate wooden floor. I use the YouTube comments. I'm not sure if you caught that or not. If you responded, thank you so much. And that's the comments that allows me to talk to the community. And we did a quick bit of a survey, and you told me you want to see some more of those real world projects. So we'll crack on and start to get that one done. That's probably going to be 3 episodes in the conservatory build. We'll do the floor. It's not hard, not complicated, but there's some interesting bits. I think the most interesting bit is how you lay it out, so aesthetically it looks fantastic. So we'll walk through that a little bit. We'll then do the casework on the arch. I think that should be quite a nice little finishing job that's worthwhile sharing how we do that. And then we'll put all the skirting boards and the architrave on. Oh, and there's a door to fit as well that will probably that'll fit into one of those 3 episodes. So probably 3 episodes in the conservatory one, and then after that I want to do some more stuff in the shop, because I want to start to create some mobility and portability inside the shop so I can quickly move things around. This setup's beginning to work incredibly well for me now as a workflow, but I do want the ability to easily move things around, especially when I bring the bandsaw in and I being the planer jointer in as well. Space is going to be in a premium at that point, so the ability to reconfigure quickly depending on the need is going to be essential. So I want to start to think about the design of some of those areas. I've got some more projects and commissions to fit in as well. I've still got the outstanding chest table to build. I've got another commission in now for a small oak coffee table that's quite a unique design. Then there's some freestanding cupboard shelf unit type things to go into position as well. And I'm also talking to somebody now about converting a spare room into a sort of kind of teenager's den, study area, you know, bed, sofa that can convert into a bed, media centre, that sort of thing. Early conversations about what that job would look like. And we'll keep you informed. So it's really looking good. The jobs are coming in, the workload's picking up, the workshop's beautiful, love being in here, the YouTube channel's going well. So overall, not too shabby, right? So let's look at the metrics. I'll give you a hint, I am blown away. Look at the minutes. Our target is 240,000 minutes in the first 12 months, and we are now up to 142,302 minutes. That's 2,372 hours of Woodgrafter videos watched. That's 99 days. Solidly, every minute of every day for 99 days, somewhere in the world has been watching Woodgrafter. That's how I think about those things, and that is absolutely amazing, considering 4 months ago we didn't even exist. It was an idea. I think I had a pair of jeans on and my shirt was tucked in, the workshop was a mess, and I was striding around everywhere. And how far we've come from that first video to that sort of metric. It's mind-blowing, so very humbling, and thank you so much. The one that really blows me away is the subscribers. We now have 1,417 subscribers to the Woodgrafter, and look at this profile. Look how this is actually accelerating. So we've surpassed our 1,000 target, and I say I've reset the target now to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I'm pretty confident we're past that probably 6 to 9 months in, but we'll keep tracking it and see how we get on. And then the quality as well as the quantity, I want to make sure we've got the right quality. So I set myself a target of 98% likes, and we're hovering around about the 98.5% of likes, which is great, which means only 1.5% of people don't like what we're doing. And every single video always seems to get the single thumbs down. And I'd love to know why. I think it's just because somebody doesn't like the fact that I'm investing money in Festool. And interestingly, I got a private email through from the website. Now bear in mind the website is more about customers than community, and the web forms on there is about customers inquiring about, you know, workload and jobs and opportunities. But he sent me a private email, and I won't release his name, but he sent me a private email, and he was offended by the amount of money that I was investing in the tools. And yet I've invested a lot. But what you've got to bear in mind is I'm doing this from a standing start. 4 months ago, I didn't have power tools. I had an idea and a passion to take what I'd learned using hand tools as a hobby over for many, many years and move into something that was competitive in the marketplace. So therefore I had to invest in power tools to actually improve the workflow. And I chose Festool because it's a quality product, the system works together, the dust collection is really, really, really good. And I think that investment is going to pay for itself many, many, many times. And in the first workshop video, if you've ever seen that video, I talk about the budget, and it was around about £12,000 I think I was putting on one side to invest into the business, and that's the money that we've been dipping into. So it's quite interesting to get a good flaming and a good slating from a complete stranger who was offended because I was spending money on tools. I sort of kind of think that they've missed the point. Yeah, but overall, positive, very positive. You guys are really enjoying what we're doing. There's fantastic feedback. There's a small community, and you know who you are, who comment frequently on the video. And I really look forward to your comments and your feedback. It feels like you make a connection there with people that you've never met, and that's fantastic. And who knows, maybe I do a lot of traveling with my full-time job, so I'm sure I could well be at a location near you in my work. So as we start to develop it, maybe we do a series and come and meet you and have a chat, an interview, and just get to know you guys a bit better. That could be interesting. We'll give that some thought. I think I've rambled on for long enough today. I'm having a day away from the shop today. I've got friends coming around this evening, so I'm going to have a nice relaxing day. I'm going to edit this video now. I've taken the pressure off myself. I'll probably get a top up of tea because, as always, I've spoken for so long, my tea's gone cold. And that's it. So yeah, so thank you for watching. As always, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe now. We do tool reviews, we do tips, we do techniques, we do general chats and conversations, we do project builds, we do business skills, knowledge. So there's a lot going on the channel, but it's all focused about building up the Woodgrafter business from ground zero to something that hopefully becomes a sustainable business supporting people and giving us revenue and income in about 3 years' time. Thank you. See you soon.